Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
be discerning.
like what Glenn said, you both tapped on it, on how, the idea of just an alien showing up in our physical reality is like, I do believe that happens, but that is kind of the boring thing. The interesting thing is interdimensionally, or just in our consciousness, or through dreams, like really vivid dreams and stuff, where they're probably the least interesting thing for an advanced alien probably is to just show up and be like, hey, because that's the interesting thing would be like, okay, who on earth is kind of on this vibe, who's on this wavelength,
Yeah.
and yeah, and there are those experiences of people that I had a friend, I had a friend, I haven't talked to her in a while. Her and her husband, she had an abduction dream, and she woke up in the middle of like a forest fairy ring. She's outside of Santa Cruz, or not, no surprises there. Crazy stuff goes
Always.
down out there. Yeah, and so she had this abduction dream. Woke up in this redwood fairy ring, a couple like 100 yards from her house or so. We tried to go back into her house. It's like 3 a.m. All the doors were locked from the inside, and there was no sign of entry or exit. And then she woke up her husband and was like, "How did I get out here?" And then she had she had this upper back pain a couple weeks later, and we all worked together, her and my mom and everything. And she went in to get to the free clinic to get surgery, and sorry, I got a visitor right here. Yeah,
interdimensional traveler.
Yeah, exactly. And they took out a like a stamped metal little silver thing from her upper back, and it was like a straight up alien implant, and it was like the size of a pinky nail, very small, and it was super bright silver. It was like the brightest silver metal I'd ever seen, and it looked like a flattened Snickers bar, like with the edges kind of crinkled like that, and it had 3 symbols stamped on it, and one of them was like a Jesus fish, one of them, and then 2 other symbols I don't remember, but it was just 1, 2, 3. And it was just like I could just picture like a straight scanner, like boop, just like a little indicator or something. And
tagged.
Tagged. It happened like 3 weeks after she woke up outside her house with no, yeah. So I mean, stuff is real, and like it blends the line between physicality and
people would, and there would be a skeptic, right?
Mhm.
And what I mean is a skeptic, not even so much of a you made it up, but some people could say that was our own government. There's MK Ultra, there's there's real things, that experiments that have happened, that to where people go, well, that's not proof of this, that's actually proof of this could have been an experiment done by humans on other certain things. But not needless to say, there's more and more and more people who not only have gone through what your friend had gone through, but also remember seeing, the entities and things like that, which is, like our friend that called in a couple times. I mean, he's been absolutely haunted by cryptids. And he's in the Appalachian area, which that is like a huge hotbed over there. It's every bit as much as Oregon, or if not more. But he just, for his family, they're not real into aliens or the stuff we're into, but they notice something's going on. And he's had a couple times where something's whacked him, or one time where something whacked him upside of the head, and it was a big, large creature and stuff. These things are out there, These things are out there. I don't know. I just.
Yeah, I'd love to hear more. Was he on your show? I'd love to hear more about.
So he did a couple of voicemails. We have a hotline that we do just kind of a tribute to the late great Art Bell, where we have a hotline where people can call in and just anything they thought was weird, and stuff. And he called in once with a kind of an older story, just, hey, I've always wanted to tell this. And then he had a follow-up encounter, and this was another time where he was kind of on his back porch, and it just something in his backyard. He heard laughing, and something, and he kind of jumped out and was like, who's there? Who's there? And he saw like almost deer type jumping away, but it was clearly something that could laugh and and things like that. So there's spooky stuff out there. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to think when you hear his voice and you hear him talk about it, it's like, this dude's not making it up. It's just like, I feel like we all have like a pretty good internal litmus of like,
you know what? I think I might be able to play the voicemail for you. Actually, I think I'll do it. Should I play it?
Yeah.
I have it. Let me just give me 1 second. I don't see why not. Who cares if the listeners are tired of it? But it was just a couple of weeks ago. All right, here we go. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, it's me again. I just had another experience that I kind of wish I wouldn't have had. So, me and my girlfriend were out on our back porch last night. It was storming, and we were watching a storm, and lightning and thunder and raining, and it's pretty loud. And we're sitting here enjoying the night, and then all of a sudden it gets like dead quiet. And both of us, we have our dog out here too, and both of us look at each other and go, something's off. Like something has just changed. It was lightning and thundering, and now it's completely dead silent. And I yell at my dog to come back. And as soon as I do, like in the far corner of my backyard, we got like about an acre backyard. And in the far corner of the backyard, we hear very clear human laughing. And so my girlfriend grabs the dog, goes inside, and I run out to where it was because I'm a moron. And I yell, "Who the fuck is out here?" And it laughs again. And then I hear something sprinting through the field, but like the steps had to have been 5, 10, like way too far apart. It was like a deer leaping or something like that, but I know it wasn't. Well, there's this week's Appalachian horror story. Hope I don't call back soon.
And you can hear it, and I feel bad. You know, I know he's a real, good. He's been listening to us for a long time. A good guy, comes from a good family. You can tell, and I don't like. I can tell it shakes him up, but I don't know. Is it all? It doesn't seem as. I hope it's not like evil. You know what I mean? Like I hope it's not just pure evil. I mean, because that it could be misconstrued as like, well, we'll toy with somebody, like it could be like toying with somebody, and one person's joke might be another person's, a horror story, right? Like, I don't know. What did you think?
Yeah, well, it could, and maybe it's laughing, but there's just, it may not be that they're laughing at him, it like you say, it could be misinterpreted, or it could sound like laughing, but it's, something else.
They're laughing with you. Yeah, not at you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not even laughing. Like it sounds like laughing, and it could still be, a weird creature, but it just, that's how they talk. They sound like they're laughing.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to tell, but I definitely believe those things are out there for sure. And, it's always interesting too. These make really interesting targets to remote view like that. That could be a great target, like to have, and of course you might, some viewers don't like to do what's called esoteric targets, meaning like you may not be able to get feedback, but I think it's helpful if you have a group of people tune into it, and then you could see how closely their sessions conform with each other. And, there's been quite a bit of that. I've managed projects and been part of projects like where people were describing what's on the moon or what's on Mars, and or the latest is we have a I don't know if you know who Des Smith is.
Yeah, I love Des Smith. Yeah. He's been viewing a long time, right? He's kind of old school. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a really big website, and he's been around for a long time and has some really good books. And so he got a hold of an early project that Ingo Swann had done with a couple of military remote viewers and some other people, and got the sessions for where they were tuning into Roswell. And then he had also tuned into Roswell as a viewer himself. And then I had my students tune into it, and then a couple other viewers. And so this was like spanning over like the last 30 years, different viewers who had all tuned into the same thing. And then we got all the transcripts, and then we've been compiling them. I had an assistant compile them all into like one spreadsheet, and we're still in the process of analyzing it. But it's just really interesting, because then you could do like a thematic breakdown to see, well, how many viewers, describe like something that sounded like a UFO or life forms or things like that. And most of the time, the viewers were blind to the target, so they didn't know it was Roswell. They just got, a number connected to it. So I think in a lot of ways, this is one of our best shots of having an understanding into some of these paranormal things, by having multiple viewers, tune in. And, there's some downsides to that too, because, sometimes, and this is something that Daz has looked at in a few others, is what's called tasker's intent, or, like if let's say your friend thought it was Bigfoot that was in his backyard, is it possible that all the viewers could tune into the concept of Bigfoot just because he thinks it's Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Or are they really tuning into what was actually there? Now, there's some ways that you could kind of task or direct viewers to have a better chance of not tuning into what he thinks it is, but what's really there. But, you might say you can never be totally sure if, you're delineating between the two. But I think you can, at least I think that's our best hope to having an understanding of some of these.
That would
things.
be interesting. I bet you he would be okay with us doing that. He seems pretty open with us maybe using that experience as a way to do that. I'm sure he listens, so I'll let him decide. But we're going to get you right back to the episode, but I just wanted to let you guys know of a few other things we offer at Rare Candy Industries. We have a Substack with free and paid subscription options. Free subscribers get access to all written content. That includes Bob's Red Pill. That's the best thing going on the internet right now. Trust me. Paid subscribers get full access to our premium episode feed. And that's just every episode we don't necessarily want to share with the general public, if you know what I'm saying. Again, that's rarecandy.substack.com. We also have merch. That link's a little long for me to say right now, but go to the description, go to our merch store, and find a shirt that's right for you. We have Rare Candy shirts, Dr. Bronner soap label shirts, Rishi mushroom shirts, all types of stuff there. Check it out. There's got to be something for you. And lastly, check us out on social media. On Instagram, we're Rare Candy Pod, but on Twitter, we're at Rare Candy Pod 1. All right, enough of that. Let's get you back into the episode.